John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. Today I'm testing another head by Annihilator. You might have seen the previous tests that I've done in the last few years of the Annihilator, the original, and then the XL. I love testing them. They just got such a cool innovation to them and have been really rock solid tough. But today I'm going to be testing their single bevel. And this is their original size, pretty small cut single bevel. I'll put it to the test using my regimen for 2025. And for a detailed description of that, please check out the video I posted earlier this year called 2025 Broadhead Test Process. And for most of the shooting, I'm using my Elite Carbon Era. I'll be switching over to the Carbon Eon really soon. In the flight testing, I'm using my SWAT X1 crossbow by Killer Instinct. And when their new lineup comes out, I look forward to switching over to that. And I'm using all Bishop archery, arrows, and bolts. So let's put this bad boy to the test and see how it performs. Here's the Annihilator single bevel. This is the 100 grain model. They also make 125 grain and they make an XL of this. So I've tested the Annihilator original Annihilator and the Annihilator XL. I have a few videos of those here on my channel, but now they've come out with this single bevel model. But let me start with the materials. It's made out of a single piece of 4140 alloy steel, brought to a Rockwell hardness of 52. And in terms of the length, it's 0.94 inches long, so really short broadhead, sub 1 inch. The diameter of the cut is also sub 1 inch. It's 0.91 inches with 3 blades there. And then the blades are 0.060 inches thick. Now, so that's the dimensions in a traditional sense. But what's unique about it is with its design, if you can look at it from the top there, it creates 0.18 square inches of cutting surface, which is way, way more than most broadheads. If you look at just pick up a broadhead here. You look at another broadhead and you see the amount of tissue that's going to be displaced. You see how small that is, the surface impact area. I'm turning the wrong way. There you go. And then you look at this and you go, ooh, yeah, that's taken out a lot of tissue. So even though it's a pretty small cut, they say because of that, it's going to cause an incredible amount of damage and wound channel. And what it does is it creates an air pocket vacuum. So like a compression air wave that pushes and pulls air into the cavity as it penetrates. That's kind of its design, its claim to fame. And they made this single bevel to make it a lot easier to resharpen and to make it sharper than the double bevel. I can feel it there. It's pretty sharp. And a single bevel is just easier to resharpen because you just have to do one edge. I would use a Stay Sharp Guide diamond plate, and you just have to go one edge at a time and do it by hand to match that bevel. You can pull a marker over it and just make it like black or some different color, and then just make sure you scrape all of that off, and that will restore its edge. And if you have a bit of a curl, you want to also use the Stay Sharp Guide diamond sharpener to go flat on the back side. That's a way that you can touch it up like that. The price is $23.33 per head, okay, just so I give a per head amount. And I have a new agreement with Annihilator that they give me a discount code, so Lusk10 will save 10% on all of their products. Really look forward to testing this Annihilator single bevel and seeing how it performs. The Annihilator drilled the bullseye. It took 229 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.71 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated 8.5 inches, which is a 9.44 on a 10-point scale. It only took an additional 13 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.74 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 62 layers, which is an 8.86 on a 10-point scale. It rotated 10 degrees at 10 inches. The head is in pristine condition after the 3 shots through the MDF. And it's still in perfect condition after the 2 shots through the steel plate. And I love these holes. They're small in diameter, but man, they really take out a triangular chunk. And you can see the curved edges of that single bevel. Here it is after all the durability testing, and man, it was very impressive in each of the tests. Has a little bit of a wobble to it here, but I think that's just from the concrete that got all fused to it. But the tip is really sharp still, and you can still feel the edge on it. Really nice durability. So what'd you think? Man, this head performed really well, as I expected. I mean, every time I test an Annihilator, it just performs really well. It could be improved in the sharpness a bit, but you can touch it up and get it sharper. It got a little bit docked because of its smaller cut size, but it made up for it in so many other ways and ended up getting a really good score. So you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and see if it might be a good fit for you. And stay tuned for the cumulative score as well as the corresponding Lusk grade. And stay tuned for a list of all the discount codes that I can offer you, including Annihilator. Lusk 10 saves you 10%, but there's many others on there as well, just because I want to help save you some money. All right, thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next time.